Hello you. The real reason why I almost quit surfing is not what I thought. I was supposed to talk about wind swell, my pop-ups, the worsening conditions, but I woke up today and I realized the conditions were never the problem. Actually, somewhat I was. Let me explain, because this goes a little bit deeper. Week 5 felt like it needs a reality check regarding my expectations from this course. While my main goal was finding the love that I somehow lost for surfing, it also became more about the technical aspects and what I could actually potentially learn during this course. The conditions have changed. The swell got weird and became more like a summer wind swell, and I couldn't practice what I set my goals to practice. By the end of the week, I realized the real reality check has nothing to do with the ocean. It had to do with why I almost quit surfing in the first place. I almost quit because surfing for me was still tied to a version of love, grief, and identity that I haven't fully separated from yet. On paper, week 5 was actually good. I surfed 3 times, I surfskated 2 or 3 times. I felt real progress. My pop-ups were better and I felt more stable on my new board. And on concrete, I progressed faster than I have expected. The ocean conditions has changed. The groundswell slowly dying out and turning into summer wind swell, which means that the waves are shorter and they break differently. They have short periods between each other, and in general, just there is not enough or good amount of power in the waves. That also gives less opportunity for me to actually practice turns, cutbacks, or anything that I started to technically learn during this course. The focus went on timing, entry of the wave, my pop-up, and in general the fundamentals. While on concrete, I started to practice, for me, unrealistically next level specific slides, specific turns, layback, I don't even know what it's called, layback slides in the ball, on walls. So yeah, 2 very different progress on concrete and in the water. The silver lining is that my surfing is now really about being stable and fine-tune the fundamentals, while surf skating is all about fun. Every week there is just more challenges, more exercises that pushes me out of my comfort zone. Yeah, keeps things really alive and fun. I am almost halfway through the course. My goal was to have more confidence, fun in the water, enjoy myself more, enjoy surfing again. Along the line, the technical aspect came in as well, because of course when you are training and coaching with a surf coach, it's inevitable that you're gonna be focusing on the technical aspects. So very quickly, it was also a lot about how I can progress from my level to the next one. Now, while we are going to adjust that in the upcoming weeks and changing locations for better conditions, it is currently on a bit of a plateau per se. To learn and practice cutbacks, snaps, we will need more waves with power and open surface to actually practice these pivotal movements. I don't know if that's a word. Week 5 taught me that it's not always possible to practice the thing you want, but to practice the thing that will make it possible to do the thing later on. If that makes any sense. On the other hand, on Surfskate, I am progressing very quickly because the conditions are always the same and always there to practice. It also feels a little bit more playful and gives me more confidence in a way now that I'm actually seeing the results and feeling the results actually in the body. For now, the ocean hasn't given me yet the right canvas where I can actually practice what I'm practicing on concrete. So now I just really need to practice patience, keep training the body, but don't force it into the wrong conditions. I guess Surfskate is giving me the movement, the ocean is teaching me the timing. I don't know if it's the stars or I didn't sleep well, who knows what could be the reason, but I did wake up with a very strong feeling that the reality check that I need to do has actually nothing to do with the conditions and setting my expectations according to the conditions. Because in the past I would have blamed the waves, the wind, the board, the new place, the rocks, the reef, the sand, you name it. Actually, even my own surfing. I thought I lost my love for surfing for all what I mentioned just now. But somehow something feels different. And I think it's the first time I really actually feel it. I started surfing years ago, I think 2019, with my ex, who was a surf instructor. Or maybe he's still a surf instructor, I'm not sure. 5 years being in a relationship with him was woven into being together with surfing. After the breakup, the real question for me that I had to ask myself was, do I actually love surfing or did I love surfing with him? I was exploring this question in Portugal, Sri Lanka, the Netherlands, now here in Fuerteventura in the past 2 years, with solo sessions, overcoming fears, coaching, surfing with friends, tying it together with memories with new people. And surfing turned into my solitude, a healing, a deeper connection with the ocean I've ever had. But I guess somehow Fuerteventura just connected me to this past chapter again, bringing back this question and the emotion that is tied with this question. While I have processed the breakup in all sorts of aspects, I feel like maybe I have never really grieved the love and the relationship that I actually had with my ex in the ocean and through surfing, which of course did change and has an impact on my relationship in the first place with surfing. Surfing here in Fuerteventura felt like starting from zero again, so my focus was immediately going to the technical aspects, which kind of was a sort of distraction. I probably project the deeper wounds into something in the now that I can actually work on. All of that became a fertile ground for blaming conditions, boards, swells, what's not, instead of actually processing losing someone I really loved surfing with. So the realization landed this week, and I guess today. It is not easy and fairly emotional. The real reality check isn't about the conditions. Actually, it's within. I love the ocean deeply. I love snorkeling. I love watching sea animals. I don't even eat seafood for that specific reason. I feel spiritually very connected to the ocean. So therefore, I have so much gratitude to my ex who motivated me to keep surfing at the beginning when it was so difficult and so hard. He always wanted to surf. I ended up always surfing too. I fell in love with surfing, but I also really love surfing with him because it was a quality time for us together in the ocean, which made it even more special. I didn't give space for this emotion and feel grateful and thankful for him to teach me surf or show me surfing. Surfing became both the medicine and the place where the wound lives. I don't really know what to do with all this information. I just let it to be fed today, and I allowed the memories and thoughts that came with this emotion to go through me and feel it in my body and in my heart. But where does that leave me today? I don't know. I will see next week how things goes. I will probably implement some meditation to try to connect with this emotion and this feeling. Yeah, I haven't figured it out yet, but that's okay. The past weeks felt good because I was surfing better, but that's fragile to carry on if the deeper wound is not tended to. I'm gonna work on the inner part with some meditation alongside of outer work, because the bigger picture is that I'm gonna be driving back to the Netherlands from Fuerteventura, ideally along the coastline, surfing my way back. So I need to feel content when it comes to surfing and detach with gratitude and love surfing from anyone, so I can keep it all for myself. Week 6, I'm gonna keep up the technical surfing work with Jonathan. I will keep surfskating with Sin and the Surfskate Fuerteventura group. I will add some meditation and reflection practices to work on the inner side of this all. I am planning a small little surf trip with someone special, actually. I can only grow in the water as much as my nervous system feels safe enough to actually enjoy it. So, almost halfway through. By the end of it, I'm gonna be leaving Fuerteventura. Driving back to the Netherlands is gonna be a fun hell of a road trip. Well, that is that for today. If you're stuck in something, a sport, a hobby, a place, or someone, and you keep blaming the conditions, maybe ask yourself what I had to ask myself today. Is the obstacle actually outside, or is it within? Nevertheless, I hope you're not stuck in anything, and I deeply, truly appreciate you being here today. Week 5 was a real reality check for me. Technically, I'm progressing, and emotionally, I am opening up to something that I didn't even know is there or still there. Maybe that's the whole point of this series, to not become a better surfer, but to find out what surfing asking me to heal. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this process unfold. If you want to support the journey, subscribe, leave a comment, or share your own story. It genuinely helps me keep going. Bye bye. See you next week.